Hey guys, Ultimate here, and today I'm working on a 2007 Toyota Tundra, and we have a random misfire code. Okay, last time I came here, the owner put new spark plugs in his truck. He put the wrong ones. He put platinums in here, and these take iridiums, Denso. He put like Bosch plugs in here, and replaced those, and replaced the ignition coils as well. And you know, not so long later, the same exact misfire codes came up for the same exact cylinders. So what that means is, usually you get misfires for 4 reasons. Number 1, you got bad spark plugs. 2, bad ignition coils. 3, your valve cover, especially if it's overhead cam, the oil, the seals will leak oil, and oil will leak down into the spark plugs, and they'll foul out the ignition coil and the spark plugs. We don't have that problem here. So the very last thing that usually, 5 actually. Another one that can happen is if you have direct fuel injection, you don't have gasoline that sprays the intake valves, and they come up with carbon deposits, and it runs bad and you get misfires. But the very last one, because we don't have direct fuel injection on this, we have port injection. The very last one that happens that's common is we have fuel rail failure. I mean fuel injector failure. They either get clogged or they start to leak. It happened to me on a Corolla as well. So we are going to start popping these out. I'm gonna kind of speed blitz through this because it's hot out here. It's like 90 degrees today. I need to pop these out. We need to pop them in. And then I'll show you what to do. So first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna start the truck up. We're gonna find where the fuel pump fuse is. So once we get the engine running, we'll pull the fuel pump fuse. It'll kind of starve the injectors of fuel, so that when we try to pull these up, we don't get shot with like fuel, or we don't leak a lot of gas. All right, start her up. Let's go pull that fuse right here. Should die on us. She didn't die on us. That is Toyota for you. Very resilient. These were supposed to cause the pump to go out, but it didn't. So, oh well. We just got to get started. So, that's like I said, we're gonna start speed blitzing through some stuff here, and we're just gonna start taking the stuff apart that's in our way, and we're gonna keep going. Move these two here. These are 10mm. To get to the fuel rail on this side, you don't really have much playing room, period. It's a 12mm here. You pull this out, you can get this kind of tool here, pry this harness out of this spot, pry it out of this spot, move this to the side. If you really want to, we can disconnect this and I can completely move it out of my way. But once you do that, you can kind of see a clear line down the rail. They look like probably 12 or 13mm. There's one here, there's one here, and we'll try to pop them up. And as we pop them up, we'll pull the injectors out. We'll pull the sensors out one at a time. Probably start here because it's the hardest, and work down. And let's get to it. I already took this side out. You just kind of got to angle your 12mm a little bit. Have to get my magnet. I'm scared I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna get my magnet tool so I can spin the thread and just pull it up. Okay, have the 12mm out. I pulled everything back that I could pull back to give me access as much as possible. I might pop this, because if I pop this up, I might be able to just turn this up. So let me see if I can remove this as well. I did this a cross member that goes all the way across to the other side of the fuel pump, of the fuel rails. Remove them. Now, looks like we can come up just like this. And we're gonna have to remove them piece by piece, one at a time. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just wobble it out just like this. And now put it out like that. Let's see if it's easier for us to pull it out. And it should want to come out. There she go. And the fuel injector is finally out. So I'm gonna do this 3 more times over. If there's anything that is unusual, I'll let you guys know. But if you can, pop out the injector plugs while they're plugged in. Mine's are really in there, probably never been taken out before. This truck has 220,000 miles, so I think these are the original injectors. I'm gonna pull each and every one of these out, then I'll show you guys what to do when we get the new ones. All right. Okay, and as you can see, I have all 4 out. That last one back there wasn't that hard to get out, but it's gonna be a pain to get it back in, I can tell. Let's go to the new ones and how to set them up, and we'll start popping them in. Okay, these are all the old injectors. When you take them out, make sure you see this little rubber gasket come out with them. If you don't see them, pull it out of there. You don't want to try to double gasket it, it will leak. I'm going to be using the AUS injectors. These are the remanufactured Denzos. As you can see there, it says Denso. So these are the OEM fuel injectors. They look exactly the same. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some silicone around this seal here and down here, and this will help it plop into place. And as you can see here, I have silicone on both of these gaskets. We're going to plop them in. We're going to plop them in the heads, slide them into the fuel rail, and then we'll push them down, except for the number 8 cylinder. The cylinder all the way in the back, I'm actually going to drop it right in and then try to line up the rail with it, because there's no tilt with the back one. It kind of just falls into place. So I'm gonna plop all these in the head first, right into the injector, and then the very back one I'm gonna just drop it in. So I'm gonna put these in, slide it in here. You can feel it. Yeah, there we go. And we're just gonna, and it slides right in. That's not even, didn't even try to put any effort into that. So just slide them all in. I'm gonna do this 4 more times, and we'll try to drop it in place. When you drop them in, they'll kind of just fall into place, and you just make sure that you see the gasket in all of them. And now we can start plugging all the sensors up. Sorry that I'm not really being in depth with this video. I don't have the time or energy. But once you find that they're all in, snap them all into place. They'll all pop. It's easier to put them in than it is to take them out. Put these 12 mils back in. Now these hold the rail down, so I don't know the actual torque spec for them, but you need to make sure they're pretty tight. I'll see if I can find one. I'll Google it, but we'll leave this here before I put this crossover back on. We're gonna go to the other side and pop those out. This side looks like it should be easier. Should be, but we will see. Probably gonna remove this sensor here, pop these 10 mils out. I may have to remove this. Looks like some kind of pressure regulator, and then I can pop the 12 mils out again. And just like last time, it looks like that very back cylinder will be challenging to get to. If I run into anything abnormal, I'll let you guys know. Okay. And as you can see, I pulled this all the way out. To get this to flex, you do have to remove it. And back here, where this hose, you'll feel the hose. There's a 10 mil that sits all the way in the back. If you remove that, you can pry this up enough to move, to pull up and pull out the whole entire fuel rail. So I'm gonna pop in all the new ones and drop them in. With everything reassembled, I am going to plop them back in. Alright, we got my rail back in, this regulator sensor here. All the things are bolted back up. Thing is bolted back up for the most part. This sensor here is reconnected. Now, before I throw this back over and reinsert the sensor here, I need to reinstall the bypass hose thingy. Looks like this. I'm gonna kind of tuck it underneath of this cord. I'm gonna bring it over top of that metal block. Alright. they have crush washers, just like a brake line. One goes on top of this flange, and one goes underneath of the flange, and then I bolt it down. So that's why we have two of these crush washers. Let me put these in. Okay, these are all 8 of our injectors here. I'm not gonna put this back on yet. I have a little bit more work to do. I have another job to do. But what we're gonna do is, when you're ready, you put the car in the on position a couple times to prime the fuel, to prime the injectors, and make sure that everything is primed back up with fuel. We're gonna crank it, we're gonna start it. Let me get into another job I gotta do. I'll put this hose back on, I'll put the cover, the 4.7 liter cover back on, and we'll fire it up. Okay, let's pray to the car gods. Right, we don't have a 4 low code anymore. We don't have a check engine light anymore. I think the VSC and the traction control have to do with ABS, so we're not going to concern ourselves with that right now. Let's go look at the truck and see how she's running. And she seems to be running good, you guys. Running like a champ. Take her for a test drive. If I have any issues, I'll let you guys know. Thanks for watching. Until next time, out. Bye.